Good job.
GDP Live. Hi,
Hello.
I'm Pat George. Oh, okay. Oh boy. There we go. Did it. We're here.
We're here.
This is the Gross Domesticated Podcast, and I'm Pat George. This is GDP Live. That's Dom.
That's me.
She's here. I'm just trying to cool down. Why don't you talk to him for a little bit? Explain a little bit what happened in your own words.
Oh no.
What just transpired and why maybe we might be late. And you know what? Be as candid as possible. I'm not even here. I'm not even here. You just explain why it's 11:27 and we're about a minute or so in.
Yeah.
Why don't you just let everybody
Well, I
know?
honestly don't know exactly what happened other than
Okay, good. So yeah, that's about right. I have no fucking idea why
I thought you were
we are
gonna be
fucking
quiet.
late. I let you explain. You did a great job.
That's all I needed to explain.
There's no fucking answer because that just happened. Oh man, I hate it. The computer just fucked me so hard. I tried to go into the regular old program that I've been using, just got used to using.
Yeah.
That's why it didn't work.
Because you were comfortable.
Because I was just getting into a nice groove and a nice I've even been on time except for not doing the show on Wednesday because of production. I ended up being on time for the most part. I've been like I'm excited about the shows, getting into a nice groove with everything, got my subjects, got everything ready. Like even though I was behind a little bit, first of all, the TV was fucked up. For some reason,
It was my fault. I didn't realize.
For some reason, she thought that the monitor that I use for a couple different shows was set at that specific color. Why did you think it was set that way? Or I guess that's the thing is, did you try to mimic what I normally do?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Because yeah, exactly. So it's your fault. No, I'm just kidding. It's completely my fault. But you were gone, and we only have air conditioning in our bedroom and in the attic. So I wanted to watch TV. So I came up here and in the AC, and I adjusted because it is like it's not a great TV. I mean, it does it, but like the color has always just been off.
Right.
And you adjust it, and I didn't know that. I mean, I should have known because I've been married to you and known you for like 13 years, that it was exact settings. So I should have looked and said, okay, this is at 75. This is, whatever. I'll do that going forward. But I just adjusted it until it looked right.
Yeah. Well,
but I didn't even know what I did because I went through like a couple of different things. So you're like, what happened? And I was like, couldn't tell you. I don't even know what I touched.
Yeah. Well,
and then that's at the end of this whole fiasco. So I wanted to cry because I felt so bad. I'm like, I'm just adding to his misery.
You're not adding to the misery, but I will say that you definitely you contributed to the piss off. That's for sure.
Sorry.
No. Hey, look. I'm just glad that I got answers.
Yeah, because you were like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with the TV.
Am I fucking crazy right now? Like that's
so
the
at
thing.
least I gave that. I gave
truly,
that to you.
I mean that honestly. There's no hyperbole there. Yeah. I mean that honestly. That if anything, to get a little bit of closure in that sense, of to go like the TV's all fucked up, right? And you're like. Like if you were like gaslighting me,
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. It looks great. Looks exactly the same.
Right.
Because I kept adjusting. I was like, okay, so maybe she changed it. But I was like, I was like, maybe she changed it. It wasn't even.
Yeah.
I wasn't like that motherfucker.
Right.
I was just like, what happened to the TV? Like this piece of shit TV. I'm gonna throw it out. And then the computer, the program wasn't working.
Yeah.
So I apologize. We are live now though. On YouTube at Baby Mermaid Productions. And don't forget, you can catch past episodes on all of your streaming podcasting apps. All the audio only episodes are archived there, as well as here on YouTube. You can follow the Gross Domesticated Podcast page on Facebook. You can call the show 717. Oh shit, I always forget it. It's 717. I wrote it down earlier, and it
Yeah,
got
you
so
wrote it
good.
big,
I
didn't you?
wrote it real big. I think I wrote it on a piece of paper that I threw away. Of course, 717 559 2971. I believe is the
Yeah.
number.
Great job.
559 2971. You can call the show live. Actually, I should probably open that up to see if we have any messages just in case. But yeah, there's
I was just checking something.
what?
I can't remember. I opened the phone and then it poof gone.
I said
It had
the
something to
phone
do with the
number.
number. Yeah.
Was it going to be the phone number?
Yeah, I think it was. I was gonna look for, but I think everything has been like stories.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's saved.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like I can't hear myself.
Here, do you want me to turn your headphones up?
Maybe.
Mine are pretty sensitive, so maybe I turn them down a little bit.
Hello. Yeah, that's
Okay,
a little bit.
there
Yeah,
we go.
yeah. That's
All
good.
right, so we're getting it there.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Hey, this is again. You're giving me help and closure, and I'm trying to multitask while you're trying to multitask.
I know that was a bad idea.
Obviously, it's not working out.
It's not
perfectly.
working. Any messages or anything?
No messages. No, nothing
Okay.
here. All right, good. I just wanted to double check on that one. But we have the phone lines open, and it is 717-559-2971. I see I have it in. I just don't trust my memory. I should trust my memory more.
You should.
But yeah, that's open right now. But we're getting ready for the weekend. And I wanted to start out the show by, first of all, welcoming my beautiful wife here.
Hello. Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you here on your day off.
Mhm.
And also for you to have a day off in general.
Yeah.
But I wanted to let everybody know first thing, there is a cool new thing that came out today that I'm a part of. And this, again, every single thing is out to get me. Can you get that paper towel for me? I appreciate it. We there we go. Oh, I accidentally filled it to the line that it said to fill it to. That's my bad. That's my mistake. But it is. I see. This is the problem. It's cursed because this thing. I think this is Stanley's. Yep. I accidentally used Stanley's.
Oh, it is Stanley. Aw.
See that? It's Stanley. Look at that. But I was animated for this is something that I've been dreaming of since I was a young boy my whole life. I've always loved cartoons, and I always wanted to be animated.
Yeah.
So,
voiceover, right?
Yeah.
You want to do like
that's
what you were going to go when you started to go to school for production.
Mhm.
That was kind of the lane you were thinking, right?
One of the lanes. Yeah. Actually, it's so funny because every time, like when I was in bands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a lot of times I was trying to do I had very achievable like aspirations.
Uh-huh.
All my careers and or paths, anything was, it was always like okay, I'll go into music production, right?
Yeah.
When I was in bands or something like that, I was like, okay, I'd like to be like in a touring band,
right? Like that would be
that's like known.
The dream.
Yeah.
But also having a realistic thing of like, how can I, and this is how your brain works, and you've talked about this, is like, how can I make money off of it?
Yeah,
like
practically.
So I really like music.
Right.
What is a job that you could get with music? And that was the lane. And it's like, okay, well, I can go to school for that. I can learn how to use the stuff.
Well, even that like was even as far as being a musician or a producer or anything like that, I was like, oh, I can just be a studio musician. I'll be a session musician.
Yeah. Yep.
And like even something like that was like, oh, perfect. It was just so practical. Going to when I was in school for audio production, I was thinking like, oh man, I could just get a job at like, remember that? I could just get a job at like a news place, just doing like the sound for like news report, like for reporters or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
either on, and that has various levels of like I could be a war correspondent, or I could be fucking just the guy that goes up to the fucking grocery store or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've always had like a very practical like like aspirations in that sense. So even with that stuff, like when I was thinking like, oh, I want to be, I remember I was like, I want to be like I was even thinking as a kid, I want to be just like a voice actor for cartoons.
Yeah.
That was one of the lanes because I really liked. I remember I've said this so many times. It's so embarrassing. Well, it's not embarrassing, but it's also like in the sense that I'm scared to reveal. Like truly, I wanted to be a ventriloquist. I know that I've said that before,
Yeah.
but also like I was like obsessed with Joey from Full House.
Yes. Yes.
That was
Yes.
one of my idols.
Yeah.
So he always he did, and that was the thing. He was a comic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was
Yep.
a ventriloquist. Dave Coulier,
Yep.
right? Canadian.
Yep.
But that was a thing that I was drawn to. That, and I remember. I don't know if that's never like been a practical dream of mine. That still felt pretty
Yeah.
unobtainable
Yeah.
until until that actually until you find out like really all you need is just a mic and
Mm-hmm.
a good recording or
Yeah.
something like that. But for punk rock Seinfeld, which is the thing that I've done with it's I through the hard times, through some of the hard times people, but it's I want to make sure I wrote everybody. I want to make sure at least the episode that I was in, but Kevin Titt is the one who does Jerry, and you
Mm-hmm.
recognize it
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin Titt is one of the. I think it was.
So good.
I want to have all on that were involved, but the person that actually reached out to me individually was Eric Navarro, and he was the one that asked me. I don't know if he said. I remember us talking about it, like we were, uh, uh like he talked about the idea with me
Right.
a long time ago, like back when we were even doing the pitch group podcast and stuff. But when he said, he was like, I remember saying like, oh, hey Ron, what's going on, Ron? I want to be
Hello.
like I can't remember if I called dibs on it or if he just happened to offer me like, hey, do you want to read these lines for it or whatever. But it was the character of Newman.
Yeah.
I got to do Newman, and if and I like
You did really good.
I don't want to brag, like I don't want to be the guy that's like tooting his own horn here. But as far as when he asked, like when he said that, I was like, man, you have no idea how perfect. There's nobody better. I still say jambalaya the way he gets
Yeah.
it. I even sent him that gif. Actually, you know what? I could probably just look in the because I think that was the last thing he sent me before was like, here's the lines for it. Hey brother, yeah. How would you send me the file? Okay, emailed you the Newman lines. Nice. Okay, so, but yeah, either way, you'll be bumping into Jerry. Yeah, want to do a few lines as Newman for the next one. He sent me the link for the first episode of Punk Rock Seinfeld, and I loved it. It was great. But this one, it looks so cool. Like it's the kind of animation. Like they actually show some of the pictures. Like
who does the animation?
Actually, that's something. You know what? Actually, I could probably find that out. See, I learned from last time. I highly suggest following them on social media, but let me yeah, there it is. Punk Rock Seinfeld on Instagram. Jerry's an Egg Punk. Sorry. I guess it's not, they don't really have a ton of stuff here on Instagram, just the first episode. There we go. Nope. It doesn't show the creators or anything like that. Actually, I'll reach out to Eric. Let me see. Hey, who came up with Punk Rock Seinfeld? And who animates it? There we go. But yeah, he's pretty good about getting back to me. But yeah, the when he said like, hey, do you want to be Newman for the next one? Like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah. I yeah. That is that's my all-time favorite dynamics aside from the fuck, what's his name? Captain from Reno 911 and everybody on that show. Like him and with anybody else. I love him in particular.
Yeah.
But Newman as a character, like the weird like the hello Newman. Like how he dug into that, how they just him in general. When he talks about broccoli and he spits it out, the vile weed. It's great. Like I what's going on, Casey? How's it going?
Hello.
I think it's like it's the way I love Jerry. What's his face? Not Jerry Seinfeld, but the Jerry Stiller.
Yeah.
The dad from Seinfeld.
Yep.
Those were my two favorite characters in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Was George's dad and Newman. Because they were like, to me, Kramer was over the top. His physical humor is perfect.
Right.
But like the fact that how big Jerry Stiller was and how big Newman was.
Yeah.
Like their personalities and even being like
they would take over the episode.
They were on like maybe not every episode,
right,
or they were
but
a little
the ones
part.
that they were,
yeah.
And that's the thing. Kramer, he's in every episode. He's like part of it. But to have these kind of side characters that are pretty much main characters because they are there so frequently. But they make such a big impact on those episodes, and the ones that they're on, it's pretty much all about them.
Yeah. So like that's exactly that's my lane.
Yeah.
I want the Newman lane.
Yeah.
You know, that's because
like when I come in, it's big.
Yeah. So the second episode of Punk Rock Seinfeld is out today. I'm still waiting on a response from Eric. Wow. I mean, usually he's like right back to, hey, man, what's going on, dude?
Maybe he's busy.
He's probably celebrating the release of the episode. But some of the people, I want to make sure that I get all the names in, and I don't know if I'm going to get every one of them right, but Kevin Titt, Dan Liberto, Eric Navarro, Brendan Kelly, Heather Cook, excuse me, and also Akil Gotzi, I believe. Gotzi that's the people that were involved, at least with this episode. I believe Kevin is the animator of it because he's I think as if not more as big of a Seinfeld fan as me. And like a lot of our generation, a lot of people our age, I think.
Well, it's funny because we just got a new peer essentially, and she introduced herself in our group chat, and I did a Seinfeld GIF, and I was like, "Welcome," and she said something about like how it was such a like you hit it out of the park with the Seinfeld, and then I did the GIF. Did we just become best friends from Step Brothers?
Yeah.
And then turns out we had a meeting yesterday, so we got to know each other a little bit more. She's from Tampa,
and you did it from here in the Caddick. You did it from over there, and that flag behind you was behind you, right?
Yeah.
Is that what,
and then my shirt.
Okay.
I had a Tampa Bay Lightning, and then she had a Lightning hoodie on. So I was like, what? And then she talked about how much, like when she was introducing herself, how much she loves hockey and like all this
funny.
stuff.
She was sitting there, I was sitting right here, and I remember her she said something like, "Oh, I'll have to get your number so we can get together. Or we can get our like double or something like that, or we can all go to a hockey game together."
Yeah.
You immediately like lumped me in, and I was like, I don't think you saw it, but I shot you a fucking stare.
I know.
Oh my god. Are you kidding me? You guys are best friends. That's something that
but you don't know. You can't immediately shut it down. I understand the anxiety of it. Worst case scenario, we don't have to ride together. We could meet there. And worst case scenario, you get to see a hockey game. Like
worst case scenario hockey game.
Right.
Don't you love how she has to sell me things like as a fucking child?
Yes.
She has to go like, no. It's gonna
and I do
good.
understand. Like I do understand that perspective, because that's how I felt with like jujitsu. I was just like, when everybody gets together, I just feel awkward because it's like a work thing. It's not, obviously jujitsu is not work, but I'm not
like it's like that same idea.
All you guys are talking about jujitsu, and it's like, because it like engulfs your life. And I get it, but it's awkward for me. So I understand in this case, but her and I can sit together. You guys can sit on either side of us.
See, that's the shit that, okay. So,
and then you get to sit there and watch a hockey game.
Usually the seating arrangement ends up being like, it's like, oh, we'll all go hang out together. Hold on a second. You sit there, you split off, and it turns into a work thing. Right. It's like a more isolated work thing, I guess.
Right.
Like that's.
But you're watching hockey, so like we can talk. You can watch hockey. I don't feel like it's a bad. I don't think that's a bad situation.
As long as there's hockey, you're right.
Yeah.
As long as that. Oh wow, hold on. Me and me. Holy shit! There we go.
And me.
Yeah, Eric. Holy shit! Oh. So shout out to Eric.
Shout out Eric. I had no idea he had that kind of talent.
Shouting it out now on GDP.
Not that he's
Live.
not talented. I didn't mean it like that.
No, but I honestly
but I
thought.
didn't know he had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
artistic ability.
All right. Okay. So full answer. Dan Liberto does the mouths, and he draws the character, and he drew the characters. But as far as the animation, it looks like I believe
Okay.
Eric does
Cool.
it. Because it's like stop motion. You know what I
It
mean?
is, and that's what it's so different.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's what makes it really cool. So it's something that you would need two people to do.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
But he through the hard times, obviously we did like he knows him through like he's was like the editor
Mhm.
in chief and stuff like that for a while. I don't know, in chief. I don't know if that's the same thing. Editor for something.
CEO?
He said it like literally every episode of the pitch group, but I'm just like I'm like worried about like I'm fucking moving knobs and pushing buttons and shit like that. You know what I mean? I'm behind the scenes, but I was in the scene, but either way. He but like through that got to know other comics. Obviously we all have similar like musical tastes or something like that, as well as we also all love Seinfeld. So like naturally you find out who's who,
right?
Because like Kevin Titt actually went to New York City and visited the restaurant that they go to, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. Like
right.
I went to the Soup Nazi, the real life Soup Nazi place. I was so fucking excited to get that soup, and the fact that they didn't have, I think I got lobster bisque.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was oh my god. It's like that's the thing. That's how as excited as you get going to Harry Potter World is how excited I was to get to
going.
But
sorry. Real excited.
Kevin and Dan were the ones who decided to make it animated though. We share equal creator credit. Oh hell yeah, thanks for the shout out. Fuck awesome. Yeah, dude. But yeah. That there is, but it's cool. So it's on YouTube. So follow Punk Rock Seinfeld on YouTube. Watch the whole episode there. The second episode featuring your boy playing his feature animated role as the one, the only Punk Rock Newman. I guess I don't know what the actual. He's Newman, but
yeah. It's awesome. It's really, really good.
I can't wait. We're gonna we're talking about he said they have the next 3 episodes lined up and there's parts or whatever and I was like, well, you know,
I'll be Newman.
So he's like, oh no, yeah, definitely you're gonna be back. But he's like, but they're talking about doing like table reads or even recordings in person.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So me and Kevin can fucking really get into the hello new like that.
Yeah.
Because as of right now, the video is basic, or the audio and stuff like that was all recorded individually. We each got our lines. We did them at home by ourselves. So you're given a little bit of direction, but then also like your lines. And
it'd be way better in person.
I was preparing my whole entire life for that role. So I want to thank Eric for involving me. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm excited. And I didn't want to, I don't think so. I did not tell you about it. Right?
No, I had no idea.
You would have been the only person I think I would have told about it.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know.
I think I know I originally wanted to do that to like go like, look at this.
Yeah.
Because also I wasn't sure if they were going to use it or not. So
yeah, that's a good
idea.
That's
great,
a good
thanks,
idea.
I appreciate it. This is perfect. I'm like, okay, but it's Eric. He's very nice. You know what I mean? He's very nice.
Right.
He could be like,
but that is
something
good.
happened.
That I think that is the smart way to do things, because you don't want to show everyone your cards, because
I did another thing
because then
too.
if it doesn't follow through, it feels bad. But if nobody knows about it, you're just like, okay, that didn't happen, and like it's fine.
I did another thing before for like a hard times thing, and it was not picked up. So it was like one of those things of like I did not want to say. I didn't want to say like, hey, I'm doing this thing.
No, that's really how you should do it. Like
it's fucking hard though, because I did that a while ago.
Yeah.
Not forever ago, but like a while ago enough to be like I was excited to hear when he sent me that link. I was so excited to see it. It's a great, and it's cool too. Like it's funny because it's Seinfeld, like those type of scenarios, but in the world of like of if you went to punk shows like at any point or played punk shows, like if you were in a band growing up or something like that, it's like this one in particular is this will hit home.
It's perfect.
It's really a lot of fun. So check out Punk Rock Seinfeld on YouTube. Follow them on Instagram. I don't know if they have other, I'm assuming they probably have other handles as well, but make it very, very success, so I can come back and tell them Newman sent you, because I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to do it.
Awesome.
I hope I get like a whole like scene where I'm like, I'm fucking, oh man. If Jerry's dad or if George's dad is a character, I'm calling dibs now too.
Yeah.
I'll take them both. And you won't even know it's me.
Well, now everyone's going to know.
Well, I mean, but no, because I won't tell them, because apparently I'm also the king of secrets now too.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to. I don't like that title.
Okay. Fair. That's fair. Let's see. What can I do instead? I am the Duke of Deception.
Nope.
I am the carrier of
lies. No.
Okay, so I think that's I think if you like animated stuff, you probably also like superhero shit.
Are you a superhero?
Guess what? That's why I broke the bed before before the show. True story, broke the bed before the show.
Yes,
Shout
we
out.
did.
Yeah. So maybe that's why I was so discombobulated. Maybe it was because I was, I do have superhuman strength, obviously.
I just felt like, why are you so angry? We just had a great morning.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I just got fired up. Maybe it's like, maybe it has an adverse effect. Maybe it's after,
instead of like calming you, and
it's just like I start doing the thing where I'm like throwing leaves up in the air, and I'm just like like snooting out to people and shit. Yeah. Like, we have to buy a new bed now.
That's what we get to do after the show, is go buy a new bed.
Okay, well, I all right. So maybe that could be it. But I am not a superhero. That's not, aside from my super fucking. I am but a man. But I think I thought this was a weird thing. First of all, I thought this was funny because just of the misdirection in general. But the guy, James Gunn.
I don't think so.
So James Gunn, apparently, this is from the New York Post. The link will be in the description after the fact, so check that out. It's in the description of the article. But James Gunn gets daily death threats from Suicide Squad fans.
What?
Yeah. This is fucking crazy, right? So I started to read it, but then I was also like, well, let me just wait. And immediately the first line makes me not want to read it. It says, he's sticking to his guns. Director James Gunn has revealed that he receives death threats every single day, end quote, about the fate of characters in the upcoming sequel to the 2016's critically lambasted. I think that means bad.
I've never heard that term, but I'm assuming that's what it means.
Lambasted or lambasted? Lambasted sounds delicious. But
yeah,
sounds bad.
Yeah, I'd go with the second one.
The filmmaker's new DC Comics flick, randomly titled The Suicide Squad.
Random?
Why is that random? That's the name of the fucking thing he's doing.
That's like the group of people. Like the Justice League?
It's like called the movie. Yeah, it's almost like calling a movie The Justice League. It's weird, right? Way out of here. Is set to premiere in theaters and on HBO Max.
Ayo!
Good, I get to ignore it. By the way, I have a very exciting update. I want to update on my media intake that I want to get to right after this.
Okay.
So I wrote it down so you don't even have to worry about remembering.
Thank God.
Oh my God, a pop-up ad. Okay. The Suicide Squad is set to premiere in theaters and HBO Max on August 6th. And diehard super fans have strong opinions about it. Wow. This morning, quote, this morning, God damn it. It keeps popping up.
Yeah.
This morning on IG, this is a threat. If you kill character name redacted, I will hate crime you every single day. End quote.
Wow.
Gunn posted on Twitter sharing an interview he did with popular fan site Den of Geek. So in the conversation, Gunn also revealed a major character will die. Oh fuck. Will die. Quote: the first thing I had to do was ignore the potential blowback from killing a character, and really had to do with the structure of the story, especially when we get into the main part of the film with the primary. What the fuck is he talking about? He sounds like an idiot. He told the outlet, it's all in relationship to the story, that I would kill anyone who the story saw fit to kill. I'm working for the story. God damn it. For the story. He's saying story a lot, right?
Yeah.
And he's making me say it. I'm just the servant of the story. Man.
I think that's the point, is he's trying to
story.
Has to do with the storyline. Like wherever this train's taking us is where we're gonna go.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what I'm confused about. So Gunn was famously fired. Oh, okay, yeah. This is what I'm confused about.
So is he the one that did the original?
He was fired by Disney in 2018 after directing 2 Guardians of the Galaxy flicks for the media empire's Marvel Cinematic Universe, when years-old offensive tweets resurfaced. I
remember that.
And I remember all these people, like all of the actors and shit like
that. They
went
to bat for him.
They're like, no,
no.
So that's what I'm confused about. This is like, so they
just don't like the direction he's taking.
I think they just don't like him, because he's a good director. He did both of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Yeah, and they're fantastic
and
movies.
People like them.
Yeah. So the first one, incredible. It was so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
no, I think it's just it's just fans of the
it's too much.
that franchise. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that it has anything to do with, because they're talking about the story. They're saying if you kill this character.
There's so many nothing characters.
Yeah.
There's so many nothing characters that you could just kill. Technically, I guess all of the Suicide Squad are kind of nothing characters, but
they're the bad guys.
So if you're telling me he kills Jared Leto fucking Joker, you're gonna fucking be upset? Isn't he one of those people?
He was the first Suicide Squad. I don't know who they're having. I don't know if he's gonna
Is he in the second one, or did he get lambasted?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if if he is gonna use the same cast from the original.
So I don't know.
Suicide Squad.
Well, Margot. I mean, if they're hold on. If he's a good guy, if people like him, hold on.
What's his name? What's his first name?
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
So next up for Gunn, the Suicide Squad reboot brings back star Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. The role the Oscar nominee played in 2016 film and its 2020 spinoff Birds of Prey. John Cena, Viola Davis, Pete Davidson, and Idris Elba all have major roles. And newcomer Daniela Melchior
Mm-hmm.
also joins the cast as
Ratcatcher.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Who the fuck is Ratcatcher?
I swear to God, if you kill Ratcatcher, I'm gonna hate crime you every day.
Yeah, I think.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I think this is gonna be.
Who the fuck is Ratcatcher?
So essentially, I think what this will be is Margot is Joker. Not actually.
What?
I don't mean it like that, but taking the place of it. She's still Harley Quinn, but I think instead of having a Joker, she'll kind of fit that bill.
You know what I say?
What do
you ready for this?
Mm-hmm. Because it shows Jared Leto, but it doesn't have him.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't say it, and then the same thing for Will Smith.
Nathan Fillion too. Nathan Fillion's in this. That guy?
No, he's in the first one.
Oh,
I think because he doesn't have a See, they all Blackguard, Harley Quinn, Peacemaker, Pacemaker.
Pete Davidson is a fucking superhero now. Really?
I know, that's awesome.
That's weird.
I know. I'll definitely watch it.
I would watch it if it was. Get this, recast Joker.
Joel Kinnaman is in it. I like him.
We're recasting Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know who?
Who?
Childish Gambino himself.
As the Joker?
Yeah.
Boom.
That's a Suicide Squad I'll watch. I don't want to watch fucking Pete Davidson as Dick Catcher or whatever the fuck that guy was.
He's Blackguard.
Oh,
I don't know who that is.
I swear to God, if you kill Blackguard, I'm gonna like. Who the fuck cares? I can't name. There's Harley Quinn.
That's it. That's all I know. I don't know Blackguard.
Hold on.
Rick
I
Flag.
think Will Smith is one of the people that Ian Strong was talking about being Deadpool, and I think it's Deadshot. Is it Deadshot?
Well, it doesn't have
Headshot?
it. Doesn't have it. I can look at the
Deadeye,
first
Killer Eye Shot.
Suicide Squad.
I don't know. But yeah. Also, they can't. I don't know if they can afford all those people. Excuse me.
I don't know.
Christ. Jared Leto.
Deadshot. Yeah.
Deadshot. Nailed it. But yeah, Deadshot, Rat Catcher, Blackball. You got Harley, like
Ratcatcher, and it said Ratcatcher 2.
You know, it's there. So if I think
I'll definitely watch it.
That's the point I was trying to bring up, was the fact that like fans need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Overall, it doesn't, especially with this stuff of like, if you kill off this, like there's not going
it's
to be
his interpretation of the story.
Like
right. Who cares?
Yeah, they're if he just dig up some more of his tweets, get him fired again, and then you'll have a new Ratcatcher recast as somebody brand new, and you'll love it. But yeah, I thought that was nuts, because I think that's that brings me to the update that I wanted to give you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. Like, I'm sitting here going like, I don't give a fuck about Ratcatcher and
no, I don't either, but I watch
all this other stuff. Well, I want you to be a little bit more what's the word? Discriminate with your media.
Okay.
Because I'm officially putting you in charge of all media for the house.
Why?
Anytime we watch something together, it's your choice.
Why?
And you choose anything you want to watch. Because I'm not taking in enough. Like, if we're gonna be watching something, like even some of the stuff that I think I'm gonna be interested in, I'm just like, what? I don't like, get to the fucking point. What happened with the paintings? You know what I mean? Like, I want to watch a 2-hour documentary about how painting got stolen in Boston. I don't need every goddamn thing. They are wasting my time a lot of times. So I want it to be. So I obviously am not even a good judge of character for the media I take in. So
you're gonna hate the media,
but I will still comment on it, and that'll be how it is. It's not going to be such an existence, because if I don't like something, I'll just walk away.
You do.
I'm such a bitch.
But I don't understand. Like,
like a catty asshole.
What's the point? Like, why do you?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Like,
I want to be better at I want to be more in like what people are talking about. You know what I mean? Like, people go like, because like that's the thing, is you'll go like, oh yeah, there is a thing this or whatever. And I'm just like, I don't fucking know what the fuck that is. And or if other people try to talk to me about it, or when you know what I mean, it makes me feel left out. I want to feel more involved with society. You know?
Yeah.
That's important to me.
I didn't realize that was important to you. I thought you
it's not
didn't
really.
like that.
It's really not, but it's just an experiment that I want to try of like, well, let me just see if you pick all my media, how will it change my life?
Oh my God, you're going to be so angry.
But not like you're the person that picks everything that I watch. Like, I'm saying, like, when we watch something, it's your choice. So like, I mean,
have you liked anything that I've chosen lately? I'm trying to think of like 000. I chose for us to watch.
000 was.
I mean, we're still watching it. It's not. It's okay. It.
I there's elements that I like about it, and there's elements that I think are kind of dumb. It's not necessarily something that I like, because I like Narcos, right?
Right. I mean, we like
season
Sopranos.
1 and 2. Yes.
We like Narcos.
Yeah.
We like Dexter. I mean, just because there's killing, not like
first 4 seasons of Dexter, right?
I'm excited for Dexter.
If we're talking rewatching, right? If we're gonna rewatch something, I'm gonna watch the first 4 seasons of Dexter.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah,
but 000 is cool because it's bigger than just like Narcos. Like, it's Narcos meets
It's like a bird's eye view
Yeah.
of the entire thing. Because like when you look at it from like the Mexican cartel, like that's one element, but where do they get it and what deals do they have?
Yeah.
And then
I-
you see that from Italy.
You know what I do kind of like? I kind of like the element of bad grandpa that's in this movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where the fact that like
Yeah.
just there's this old guy that just keeps getting the shit beat out of him. And it's just like,
and he's still
going.
going.
And he's like,
whatever. Let's do it.
And they just like, they just like break his fingers and like his hand breaks off and like it's crazy. It's nuts to see. But yeah, I think you're right. Like the bird's eye view is a good.
Yeah.
It's a good.
And then like in the U.S., how the U.S. is involved in it
Mhm.
and making it all happen too. So I like it from that. It's a completely different perspective.
You're right. Actually, that's a good point. It's some of my favorite parts from like Narcos,
Mm-hmm.
right? Of like of a vigilante-esque style thing,
Yeah.
right? And then like because you got that with the one cop guy.
Yep.
And then you have like Breaking Bad with like a shipping element, like kind of
Right.
the boring paperwork thing with like that girl Lydia,
Uh-huh.
where you're just like, there's this dork that can fuck up your whole operation. Your whole fucking operation is kind of reliant on this dipshit who's like, don't look at me, I need stevia. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like it's funny, and like they have that dumb asshole on the boat that just gets punched in the face. It's just so many fucking like what I can't think of the word for the nice word for old people. Elderly.
Yeah.
But like indigent. What's the thing? What's a like they can't really take care of themselves. There's him, the kid,
Yeah.
who has that problem that he's got to take pills for, and he looks like powder.
It's not MS. It's more intense than MS, but
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like something that your body just.
If powder could grow hair, that's him.
Yeah.
And they just like they just like park on the boat and they're like, "Gah!"
But he hit him with a gun, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, like it's so funny that like most of the violence and the killing has been for like just on the elderly and the handicapped in some way. You know what I mean? Like there's
That's true.
there's no holds barred. Like there's a kid dies at one point. You know what I mean? It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just a great experience. It's something different.
Yeah.
It's something a little bit different.
But
not,
it's
not
still
exactly the same.
Yeah. But it's still in that vein.
But when they get talking,
And
there's
how
a lot
about
of talking.
Hightower, Man in the High Tower? Is that what it's called?
I'm losing it. I like the whole like now it's just turned into like the spy thriller. And spy thrillers, let me just tell everyone right now, every single spy thriller is bullshit. Because it's just they just lie to you the whole movie. Like it's not good writing if they're just like, oh, by the way, it was the butler.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. So when they said, was the butler earlier? They're like, and he said, no, it's not. Like they were so you just lied. Like he was a suspect.
Yeah.
I hate when they do that. You just lied. I like it. And this is a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm sure everyone that's seen it has probably would have seen it, has seen it by now. But what's the fucking the first season is the best.
Of what?
Woody Harrelson, Times of Flat Circle. Remember Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey?
Yes.
True Detective.
True Detective. Oh my God, that was
one.
so good.
And the end of that one is like this thing where you're like, oh, that's him. Hey, there he is. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nobody you've seen, or is it? Have you seen him before? Because you know what I mean? Like how they kind of show you, like, that's a cool thing that even though that was one of those things that it's a show that you've seen before, but it has scenes that you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
The scene where he's going through the house, he's going through that drug house or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's going through the whole neighborhood.
Yeah.
That fucking episode blows my. That's the one that stands out for me. I think every time, aside from the ending, or the tell me about Grandpa. That guy, I love that guy.
What did you think of the third season? The second season sucked.
Yeah, second season sucked. What was hey, spoiler alert, bad news. I don't remember. What was it?
He was an older cop.
Oh, the Alzheimer's one.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. I liked it. I
liked it.
It was not
You're never gonna
season
get back to that.
1.
That was just out of nowhere.
That was just like incredible. But I enjoyed it. I liked watching it.
You know what I liked? I liked as far as anything like that, the season 3 of True Detective was just like a really good show. Like it wasn't anything that was so compelling, but I do like the fact that it was kind of, again, it had the elements of like Memento, it had elements of that, but not in like even the payoff. I don't remember necessarily the payoff.
I don't
may
either.
have to rewatch that one maybe, but I'm saying True Detective, the first season was like it stands out in my mind. How it ended.
Yeah.
Some of the particular parts, like the imagery of it, even it's like crazy. It was like, it was so. Again, it was something that was a little bit different in that same vein, and I don't think that with 000, it's a little bit different in the same vein. It kind of gives you all of the bullshit shows, in my opinion, like Ozark or something like that, where it's like, all right, like, come on, enough fighting, just get to the drug dealing. Would you get to the drugs and the crimes? Like,
I love Ozarks.
Enough with your feelings. I don't care what you feel about your daddy.
The thing with
your fucking
Ozarks
daddy. My fucking daddy
is up and down. Ugh. Like you'll have like 1 or 2 episodes that it's just kind of, it's just building.
Yeah.
And then it like explodes, and then it drops down, and then it explodes. Like it just, and I do enjoy it, but it is kind of slow, but it is necessary, I feel, in the storytelling and like how they're building those characters.
Yeah.
I
can see that
from my perspective, but I like slow. Yeah. Like I am totally fine with it.
I don't mind. See, that's the thing. I love like movies like The Shining. I love like long setup. I love The Irishman. That's the slowest fucking movie you can ever imagine.
Yeah.
But there still is something where you have to progress the story slowly, at least. But if it's just like,
well, you got to do
just not
things
to talk
keep
about
you
it.
hanging.
We're just not going to talk about it. We're just not going to talk about it. And like, that's literally the drama. That's the drama you're talking about, is them just not talking, not communicating for 4 episodes. And then on the 5th episode, they go, all right, we need to communicate. And that's it. And then nothing happens and everything's okay. And it's like, and then we get back into it. It's like Ozarks turned into True Blood more than I would ever have imagined, because it just became this bullshit rotating drama. It became like a soap opera. Ozark became a soap opera. It started as a weird, like, remember the first episode of Ozark?
Yeah.
And now remember the most recent episode, like of this like thing of this tall like fucking bitchy lady that's like, take care of my son or daughter or whatever. Like, and it's just this. I don't care about all of your lives. I don't care about all of your lives. Tell me about all the crimes and the drugs, please. True Detective season 1 was amazeballs. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, season. I guess she means like season 1.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if she meant like season episode 1. You know how sometimes it's like categorized like that. Season 1, episode 1. But that was like the imagery was fucking nuts. The whole that one, like I said, him going through that neighborhood, it was fucking crazy to me.
Yeah.
Just as like a drugged out meth head. That's fucking crazy. But I will say that you have full control of what we watch. So, like, if you're like, hey, do you want to watch this? Hey, do you want to watch? No. If you want to watch it, we're going to watch it.
Okay.
If you still want to filter them through what you think I may like or may not like.
Yes, I'm not going to.
I would appreciate that too, because you're like, I knew you were going to hate this. That's fine too. I don't care. You have full control.
Okay.
You know it. Don't be scared. You can do this. I'm giving you the power. How do you feel? How does it feel to have all that power?
Anxious. I'm now anxious.
What do you mean? Why?
It feels like a lot of responsibility.
It's literally not. It's literally just you hit play on and you just skip a step.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Okay, here we go.
And a lot of times it's just I
can't wait for you to watch Witcher.
Is that the show where everybody fucks on it?
Yeah, there's a lot of sex.
She always talks about, oh, I don't watch porn. She watches porn.
I do. Yeah.
She watches Skinamax. That's what she watches.
Yeah.
She watches the
But
simulated
that's
shit where they
in
put
my opinion, that's lady porn, because that's what it is. It's the emotional, like you get into the characters and then you understand like,
Witcher.
oh, this feels so good. They waited so long to get there.
Yeah, you think you're a witch? I'm Witcher. Look out. So yeah, I think that's yeah. I also wanted to update you on this, and maybe you can help add to this. So I officially, as you know, I've completed my if bands that I would want to see before I die, alive or dead list. It's completed. Figured it out. Not like an ideal scenario, like, oh, alive or dead. Like if there's really no bands that are dead or broken up right now that if they reformed, I have to see. You know what I mean? I've completed that list.
Okay.
When I saw Refused live, it was officially like, okay, that was the band. That was the only band that was like really, because I went to so many fucking shows when I was younger that I'm at the point where I'm like, I've seen everybody that I want to see. I've seen the Dead Kennedys collected. I've seen all of them without Jello Biafra, and I've seen Jello Biafra performing his spoken word. So I've seen the entire
I've seen them
Dead
all.
Kennedys, just not together. I'll count it. I've seen a couple of the Ramones, but I haven't, I never got to see them all together, but also I got the idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't necessarily, that's not one that I'm like, oh my God, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
But I kind of got bored after a while. I do the show with Andy where we talk about music from the past and like all these bands, and we're talking about music, getting me back interested, so much more passion for music that I started a new list, and I call it the Suck It list. Not a bucket list. This is called the Suck It list.
Okay.
I'm making another lap. I'm just gonna make some bands that ones that I was being a little too picky about. Like, so these were some that I surprisingly haven't gotten to see yet. I have Billy Talent.
Yeah.
Never got to see them live. They're not one that like, oh my God, I have to see them alive or dead. But you know what? Now that we get to see shows again, I want to see them live.
Yeah.
I kind of regret not seeing them. Cake.
Yeah.
I think I really fucking like Cake.
Yeah.
I would like to see Cake, and also Bracket. Bracket is a band. This is the band.
Bracket.
It's you'd know him if I played him. You know the one that play fuck. Hold on. I don't know if I can actually. Let me.
Well, this is on YouTube, so you definitely can't.
Yeah,
right?
I can't do it on here. Hold on. You'll know it from like the first 2 seconds. Or maybe not. There we go. Bracket.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Bracket.
Okay.
I would like to see Bracket. I love that he gave you the power. The power. Yeah. Casey, this is officially her.
But the thing is if he hates it, then it's gonna I'm not gonna say it's gonna ruin my night, but you are very vocal, so that's where the anxiety comes in of like, I hope he likes this, he might not like this.
Are you more afraid of just me being not enjoying myself, or you being judged?
Actually, I would say it's a little bit of both, but more so maybe judgment.
Okay, well, that's happening already anyway. Maybe you just need to hear it. So I think that she also said I watched The Zodiac this week. That movie is really good. We've seen that one,
like
right?
the one from like with
The Zodiac the movie, or with Mark Ruffalo, or
because I feel like there's been, I don't know if there was a show.
What do you mean? Yeah, there was a show. We watched a show about Richard Ramirez. Ramirez.
Which that's him. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Wait, no, the Zodiac was.
No, the Zodiac was like in the 80s, and that has
No. That
was the guy that you don't like.
Zodiac was the 70s. Robert Downey Jr.
No,
Actually,
you don't like his
sister. I
sister.
don't know why I said that.
You don't like his sister.
Oh, Gyllenhaal.
Yes, Jake Gyllenhaal. He was in a movie, and I want to say that was early 2000s was the movie. I know that it's based in like the 70s, the actual story. I don't know. But yes, the Zodiac. That's
the one in San Francisco.
Yes, right? I think so. Yes.
Okay. I think I know what
But that was really good. I liked the movie. I feel like either we watched a show recently about it or we watched a documentary about it, and it was really good.
The Zodiac was that's one I watched. I know I watched one of the BuzzFeed Unsolved true crime about that one.
Yeah.
And that was a weird one. That was like they wrote like weird cryptic. They never caught the Zodiac killer actually.
I don't remember, honestly.
That's interesting. We should watch more stuff on the Zodiac. Well, it's up to you now. But
2007.
Like other bands on the second list would be like Propaganda. I want to see Propaganda again. You know what I mean? Like some of those bands. Have you ever completed your initial like all-time this bands I want to see no matter what list? Did you also?
Yeah, brand new. I never had the opportunity to see them in high school and stuff. They were always sold out, or I don't know. I just never had the opportunity to do it. And then I've been able to see them twice.
Oh yeah, Mark Ruffalo. Yeah,
right. It is Mark. Yeah, you're right.
So it's Mark Ruffalo and
Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah. Have
we seen that?
That's it. And we've seen it recently,
really?
like during the pandemic, because it's on. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix.
All right. Well,
and it was good. It held up. I really liked it. Maybe I watched it by myself.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. You know what?
I'll watch it again. It was good. I really like that movie.
You know what? But this is also another thing, is because I turn into loops with things. I don't really watch stuff when I'm by myself, but if I do, it's usually The Irishman.
Yeah.
It's usually just kind of MMA clips on YouTube, or on like just not even repeat. Like I just let the algorithm go. Give me a what do you got next? What's the next take? What's the next interview or whatever? It just kind of plays. Or I've also been on a current loop with the Hateful Eight series on the miniseries on Netflix. It's the Quentin Tarantino movie, but it's basically the Snyder cut of that. It's a 4-hour version of that cut up into 4 episodes. I highly suggest that. It is. You want to talk about slow?
Yeah.
But with story progression.
Yeah.
That's what that is. I got so much more enjoyment out of that show, or that show over the movie, because it was elongated.
Yeah.
Than I get out of most documentaries that I've been seeing that are like, I'm like, this is an hour or 2-hour documentary.
Yeah.
Like, let's get to the point. So it doesn't matter. There's no real, it's hit or miss, even if I'm picking.
Yeah.
So like, why would I think that my taste is so much better? You know what I mean? It could just
I don't know.
But if
why do you think your taste is so much better?
But like, there's certain things where I'm like, I wonder what I want to be like. So what did you think? Like, I want to discuss that stuff too.
Okay.
Like, where do you come at of even like being interested in watching this?
Yeah.
If it's you just going like, I just watched it, like, then what are we doing? We're paying for this? Go to YouTube. There's plenty of free media that you can just fucking watch. It reminds me of, and I don't mean this as an insult.
Uh-oh.
And it does not, but it seems like the adult version of kids watching unboxing on YouTube. I don't get it. I don't get why you just like watching people open a box of stuff.
Yeah.
They don't open the box. They just they go, oh, look at this. It's I open this and here's a
It's just advertising. Yeah. It's really all that it is. It's just advertising.
It's the kind of thing of like, but I'm like, what about that? I'm somebody who's trying to put content out in the world.
Right.
So if I'm trying to put content out in the world, I need to understand what content people are watching and why.
Okay. Yeah.
And you're a person, as far as I can tell. I don't know exactly what I am yet, or what I identify as. Oh, did you hear the good news about Demi Lovato? She now is
non-binary. Yeah.
Good for her. Good for her. Everybody's happy for her now.
Sure. You do, you boo.
Hey, that's cool. I mean, everybody was really upset with her a couple weeks ago, and even until like a week ago.
Yeah.
But now everybody's really happy for her.
Well, she apologized for that whole thing.
And people didn't take it. I don't think. I think people.
I thought they did. I thought she was just like, I'm sorry.
It just seems.
And she's like promoting them now, promoting the frozen yogurt place.
They are promoting her. The yogurt shop.
Them. Yes.
They them.
Are. Yes.
Them are promoting the yogurt shop. Get it right, you hateful bigot. But I just think it's interesting timing. Yeah. I think it's very interesting timing. I'm not saying it's not true. And I'm also saying there's no really there's no true or not true about it. You can
Yeah.
say whatever the fuck you want. It
Yeah.
doesn't like, this is one of those ones that's like, okay. But I did notice an outpouring of support for her, and I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
But good for her. Good for Demi Lovato being they self and doing what them are meant to do.
Yeah.
I think. I don't even know if I used that right.
I think you did.
But I know that I said the right ones.
Yeah.
Casey says it is unsolved. Okay, so the movie was released in 2007. Jesus Christ. I feel like we watched it even when it was new on video.
Yeah. 2007. That was probably one of the movies that you had to get rid of the fees for me.
Yeah. I worked at Hollywood. I probably am the reason Hollywood Video is not around anymore.
Well, I'm technically the reason, and my parents.
I mean, if I was a company,
well, I guess it's true. You would have. Yeah. It is your fault.
If I was a company man, I would have kept those late fees on there, and I would have said, "No, ma'am, you need to pay these."
Yeah.
But I did not, because fuck them. What's going to happen? And then eventually moved on to Blockbuster and finished them off as well. So this was a really interesting. Not interesting. There is a, hold on a second. Okay. There is, this was okay. So this is from Jordan. Wait, what the fuck is this? News channel. It's ABC 20, newschannel20.com. Springfield. Why doesn't it say the place? Nobody knows what Springfield is. I guess this is where The Simpsons happened, because it's not explaining what Springfield it is. Springfield. Okay, Illinois. There we go. Springfield, Illinois. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? They're just like, yeah, it happened in Springfield. Where? What's Springfield?
Yeah.
Where? We don't know where you are. All right. So the headline is Body Cam Video Sheds Light on Traffic Stop Where Police Test Child's Ashes for Meth. Let's get into it.
Oh my God.
In the suit, Barnes claims he is. Oh wait, hold on. I don't know if there's more before that. News Channel 20 in Fox, Illinois obtained new body cam video of an incident sparking incident sparking Devart. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna play the video.
I was gonna say, do you want me to read it?
No, it is. Of course, there's an ad. But it's body cam footage sheds new light on moments police spend with the bullet-shaped urn. Police give.
Well,
so hold on.
Come on, people. Why are you putting children's ashes in a bullet-shaped urn?
Hold on. Let me pull up the video real quick.
Okay.
I'll show you. It's probably on here. I think I just sent it here. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's not as cut and dry as you think.
Okay.
But it is, and in the article that I was reading, hold on. In the article that I was reading, oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, Eric. He's like, hey, it's up, by the way. Like, yeah, I was telling people to go watch it. What did he think I was doing?
What did you think I was doing?
What did you think? I'm ornery today.
You and Stanley.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, Stanley, is he still going crazy?
No.
Chloe's rested.
She's right here. Yeah.
All right, so there's probably going to be a ton of ads or a ton of incident here, but it is so it's I know I was reading the thing a little bit earlier, and it was saying that, why would you go that way? It was saying that it said that they checked his car. The suit is saying that, like, claims that his vehicle was unlawfully searched and searched on April 6th, 2020, when he was pulled over near Laurel and 16th Streets in Springfield, Illinois. Now we know. He says officers placed him in handcuffs while they searched his vehicle without consent. Now, in the video, I will say this. I watched the cam. They say, can we search your car? And he says, yeah, go ahead. So, like, that, I think that's literally consent, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it like,
yeah,
hey, can we search your car? And he's like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So I'm just, I just wanted to say, like,
I mean, maybe there's not probable cause. They didn't have a warrant, but if you say yes.
But to say, like, they did it without consent. and you gave them verbal consent.
Yes.
I want to say,
and it's on a video.
Yeah. So hold on.
You're fucked with that one.
Give me a quick old cursor right here, computer. Can I? Because I'm gonna turn into a cursor right now. What's going on? What do we got going on here, guys? Come on, computer. There. Oh, can I click anything now? Oh man, I can't wait to smash this thing. I can't wait till it's somebody else's computer.
Yeah.
Somebody else's problem. Loading ad. Great. Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, there's
coronavirus.
Yep, got it. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're not gonna. What is this?
Go inside.
Just play the video, please.
Wow.
Please. Okay, more ads. We're gonna have a lot of fun with ads for a little bit.
Oh boy.
It's so funny. There was like so many things where I saw a meme recently that said like, "Hey, if your ad interrupts my my playlist or something like that, or my music, I will never ever buy anything from your company ever." So like, just let that be known. If you put your shit on like there, like the same thing. It stands for me with video clips. If you're trying to advertise like on like this guy's daughter's ashes getting fucking tested, let's just get to the fucking story.
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
If you really want your ad, hey, we're gonna put a picture frame or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I don't even know what that ad was for.
Yeah.
Hey, unless it's like like, yep, all right, we're gonna do that. Come on now. There we go. Full screen.
While this officer investigates the shots fired, another searches Barnes' car with his permission.
In the lawsuit anything in your car? No problem, sir.
All right. What's going on? Hey, computer. What's up, buddy? You playing a different video? Okay. All righty. There we go.
Police department.
We now
Lots of
have
technical
body camera
difficulties that I'm
video
very
of
angry
that
about.
incident. Take a look.
Please give me my daughter, bro. Put her in my hand, bro. Y'all are disrespectful, bro.
Now, Dartavius Barnes is suing the city of Springfield after this traffic stop in April last year. He claims police opened an urn containing his daughter's ashes. His daughter was Tanasia Barnes, the 2-year-old found unresponsive in that Decatur home in 2019.
News Channel 20's Jordan Elder's been studying that 47-minute body camera clip. She joins us now in studio.
47 minutes, by the way.
Wow.
But, I mean, that's just
so
the story. I guess what happened was there was a shooting near the area, and he was seen speeding away from that area.
Okay.
That's what the cops said when they pulled him over.
Yeah.
That's the only information as far as I know. It's like
Studio with a breakdown. Jordan.
Stacey, we obtained this body camera video from the night Dartavius Barnes says the Springfield Police Department desecrated his daughter's ashes. Here he is getting pulled over. Incident reports from that night claim Barnes sped through an area following reported gunfire. Barnes handcuffed and detained while police search his car.
now that's her doing her expert analysis, and then she's going like, okay, so now that's where we are. Here we go. So that's what I'm saying is that's what she has seen, the full body cam footage. I don't know if that's in the story anywhere in the link. I'm sure that's the full camera, the full footage is available somewhere online, but that is her description of it. So
while this officer investigates the shots fired, another searches Barnes' car with his permission.
You got anything in your car?
No
problem, search.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, do you have anything in your car? He said, not really, weed, but, and he's like, do you mind if I search it? He said, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. So
that's consent.
Yeah. So I don't know why they said, why would your suit be that unless
to the report, they found an illegal amount of marijuana and
79.6 grams. Hell yeah, dude.
what they thought was ecstasy or meth.
So then I checked for cocaine, but it looks like it's probably my ex pill.
That container the officer is.
Wouldn't you say, like the guy said, I have weed, right? He told you I have like, and he has to know that is probably an illegal amount of weed. Like, so at this point, pretty much, even though it's not completely legal federally, I think most people that get caught with weed are like, yeah, I got weed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think even like they know that you're gonna smell it, or they're like, you probably smell 79 grams of weed.
Right.
I don't know math wise. I don't know what that is, but that's probably if it's an illegal amount in Illinois, in Chicago area or whatever. So why wouldn't you go
You
over?
don't know that's Chicago.
Not
area.
Chicago. You're right. Illinois. Why wouldn't you go over to them and go like what do we got in here? Do you?
Yeah,
know
I would. I
say
mean,
like,
I would
oh,
assume,
that's my daughter's ashes. To say at least like, oh shit. Okay, well, if we are going to test this, we need to test like a little bit, like instead of being like, what is this shit? Like I don't know if they do that exactly. I didn't watch the
holding. We'll soon find out that's Tanasia's urn. An officer telling Barnes the container tested positive for meth or ecstasy. Barnes confused, asking to see what they found. And here's what unfolded.
No, bro. That's my daughter. What are y'all doing, bro? That's my daughter, bro. Give me that, bro. That's my daughter, bro.
This is daughter's ashes. That
kind of sounds like Ron Kane, by the way. This cop. I wonder if it is. You think he's any relation?
Probably.
Just making sure we're still live, by the way. Had that happen recently too.
Riebling got tested positive for meth.
Okay, so that Riebling thought tested positive for what's Riebling?
So Riebling is the person, the officer.
Barnes telling the officer, you know her, you know me. Officers went to test the contents again, but then they decided they believed him.
Nice. I mean, wouldn't you? I guess. Look, like the guy. Okay, do you have anything in your car? Nothing. Well, I have weed, but other than that, no. And they say, can you search it? Why would you think?
But I mean,
like if he's like, yeah, here you go, whatever. Like they're like, oh, there's
No.
something in here. It's like he gave you what he had. Like, did you find anything else besides the weed? Like if you find weed, but then you find something else that he didn't let you know about, wouldn't you be a little concerned? Even to say like, oh, what's this? Like, this is kind of interesting. We've never seen anything like this. Or
I would think that they would ask. I think that is what
he was being cool.
But I think that's the problem. And maybe that's where they're saying there wasn't consent because
for
that.
Okay.
There wasn't, because that's what you would think they would say is, well, what is this? And then that would be his opportunity to lie at that. Then they could make that decision of, if he says those are my daughter's ashes, then you could say that's weird. I want to check this anyways. And then that's their decision to make, or I don't know, but he definitely said it's okay. And then in that report,
search my car.
Yes.
To search my car, not to search that.
But then they said there was no valid warrant. And what was the probable cause? So that's what I would fight is, why are you searching his car? If you, other than, okay, we're going to search your car looking for a gun because there was a shooting and we saw your car. So, okay, they saw his car zoom by. There was a shooting. That's probable cause to pull you over.
I guess.
I could see that. I could see that
their
logic.
Explanation of why they did it. And,
right.
And that's it.
But why are you searching the car? And then I think it should be said that, hey, this is why we pulled you over. We're going to search your car and see if we find any guns.
Right.
Or, okay, a bullet, but that's a very fancy bullet. Like that had like etchings on the outside. You're not going to use that for a gun.
And it kind of looked like maybe
it's suspicious. You're like, what is this? This isn't
it kind of looked like it was like a necklace or something like that, or like a holder of something. But like, I think it's just somebody like that. That is an issue that whoever did do that should be reprimanded. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there
you
should
need
be
to
something.
ask. You need to, if you're going to open, okay, he gave you.
I don't know. I don't know what the rule is. If
but
you
that's
say,
what I'm saying
go
is
into
that
my
we
car,
need
is
to,
anything in the
we
car?
need to differentiate.
Yeah.
That is, can you search my car? Yes, you can search the car. Okay, we found this container. Can I open this container? No. Why do you want to open that container? And then they can go get a warrant. They could
I thought
then
you were looking for a gun. Is that
right?
That's not.
That's not
gun
a gun.
size?
Why? It has nothing to do with you.
Right.
That's my personal thing. I said you could search the car. You could look for drugs.
Yeah.
If you or whatever.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, look,
that's just, it's unfortunate. That is so unfortunate.
Isn't
and
that
then
crazy,
to
though?
say that it tested positive.
No. Did they?
He said it tested positive for meth.
But then
and
when he
ecstasy.
went back, but when the guy
then they were gonna retest it, and then they go,
no,
we
but
believe
the cop,
him.
but the cop went back and said he thought that tested positive.
Yes.
So
he tested it, and he said it tested positive, because that's what they said. They went back and they said, we found this. It tested positive, And that's when he's like, what did you find? Show me what you found. Why did that test positive?
Yeah.
And then he showed him the bullet and he goes, no, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
So they said it tested positive.
Yeah. I guess that's a problem too, because
Yeah.
if he says it tested positive, well, we don't know how much is like if they're, you know, maybe the mortician fucking parties. You know what I mean? Maybe the cremation person was like,
Yeah.
I get fucked up, dude. I was trying to point at her brain. I suck at emojis. It's okay, Ian. I guess Ian likes your brain. Where your brain's at, maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a element of like, it's not the worst case scenario, but it's like, I think you're right. It's very unfortunate.
It is so unfortunate.
And I'm happy to see that I don't believe it was racially motivated. I think it's just kind of a dipshit cop.
That's just assuming.
Might just be a dipshit. They might be like, why'd you fucking test? Like, I don't know. I don't know what ground up meth looks like, or what ground up ecstasy looks like, or anything like that. But I do know what ground up bone looks like. I have seen that. And I know that.
Is it a white powder?
It's not a fine white powder.
But there's be
chunks of like, you can't get it perfect, really.
Right, but
like you can eventually get it.
But I'm pretty sure with meth, that's what it's like. It like almost.
But it's not like chunky. That's not like flakes of bone. It's like there's like chunks of bone, and then there's like
You know, this reminds me of
what?
When I was in high school.
Actually, I have some here. This is a human skull. Look. So you have some like powder. You have some powder, and then you have some like chunks.
Yeah.
And even I don't know if it's like that's what's like for all of them, but or if that's like just they wanted to get both elements, but it's kind of the same idea.
When I was in high school, my mom decided to go through my stuff in my room while I wasn't there.
What an asshole.
Very big asshole.
What an asshole.
And she found, and I don't know where it was, but she found like a tinfoil ball. So she opened it up, and a friend of mine made me like gauges out of clay. But they were like it was like post, so it was like to stretch, but then it made it look bigger.
Yeah,
so it was like a disc almost, but really small, and then a post. Well, it was made out of clay, and they broke. So but my friend made them for me, so I didn't want to throw it away. So I kept them. That's what she gave it to me in, because I think that's how she like baked it in the oven.
So you had no intention of using it necessarily.
Well, I was going to. When I went to put them in my ears, they broke.
Oh.
Okay. But it wasn't, like whatever. So, but because my friend made it for me, I didn't throw it away. So I had it in a tinfoil thing. And my mom went through my stuff and she thought it was drugs. So I pretty sure she took them. Like she swallowed maybe she didn't. Something happened. Maybe she licked it. She might have licked it and felt awful. And told me, and like I wanted, like she was really, really upset and told me.
Good.
And I was like, that is clay. Yeah. And I want to say she took it. I feel like she took it or Greg took it. I'll have to ask her. But she was like, never again. And like obviously nothing happened, but I was just like, you're idiots.
Yeah. What the fuck?
You're idiots.
This is a word to the wise. All the parents out there. This again from the people who do not have children. Listen to us.
We were children once.
Yeah, we were children. And you have to remember those stories. Sometimes maybe if you have kids, maybe you start thinking more like from their perspective than your perspective. And maybe it is good to have some older people that don't have kids yet to be like, because that's what I've done so many times. And I feel like people are too quick to be judged when I say something to them about like, but it's not me trying to shit on your point. It's like those things of like, why didn't they just ask that guy to test the thing? Like,
right.
He already was honest with you. Like you guys,
but that's the
thing of like,
right.
I mean, I don't know.
He was cooperating. There was no reason.
Right.
If you want to test it to say like, hey, what are we going to find in here? And then he can say whatever he's going to say. And then if you decide, I don't believe you, I'm going to check it. That's also your right. And you can do that.
Right.
But up to that point, he was completely cooperative.
And then the same way, like when you're explaining things to your kids or when your kids are asking questions, instead of like telling them because I said so or because of something else.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to explain yourself, but I feel like it's so important to explain yourself sometimes because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So like her doing that is so important because that's a way to build trust in both aspects.
Yeah. Oh,
of
100%.
to say like of even as a teenager, you can still like go like, you guys are idiots. Like,
but
you're not like,
yeah.
you told me about it. I appreciate it. Like, and it kind of, it almost instills that golden rule like element into it, like of saying like, well, like they were honest. You know what I mean? Like if they came home and I told them exactly what happened ahead of time, I would expect a different reaction than if something I tried to hide from them. So the same reason of like, why is one of my gauges gone or something? Like, who ate one of my gauges? You know what I mean? Like they're like, they can go like, you know, so we were going through your stuff. We found this, you know, I feel like a real idiot. I'm very sorry. I can't imagine, you know, like I hope you can forgive me because of my honesty, and I promise it won't happen again. Like that's the only thing I can say is like, I told you it happened this time, and I've obviously I've never done it before. I've never found anything before.
Yeah.
So but I will tell you.
No, my sister did that. My sister would go through my shit.
Really?
And then tell on me.
Which one?
Logan.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What an asshole.
For my 17th birthday, my friend got me a vibrator, and it had like all different like detachable things for it. Yeah, like all kinds of different like heads for it. 17.
Damn.
And some of it was like, oh, this is a massager. Like it's something you wouldn't necessarily use it. You could like pull it off as whatever.
Right.
But I put it with all of the things in a hat box and under, like I hid it.
Yeah.
And my sister went through my shit and told my mom, and my mom made me throw it away. She would do that, and my sister found my journal and read my journal, and then I think that's what triggered my mom to search through my stuff. I was an awful teenager, so she had no reason to trust me. Like it, you know what I mean? Like I was upset that she looked into my shit.
You were
but I was not.
You were an awful teenager that she had raised.
Well, right, but I'm just saying, like there was no trust on either side of. Like we didn't trust each other. I would sneak out, and I was. No, actually, at that point, I wasn't doing drugs.
I was doing clay at the time.
I wasn't doing drugs at that point, but I had like a year or two previous to that.
You had done drugs?
Yes.
Wow. Damning it. Damning. No, I think there's like, but that's still a way to build trust.
Yeah.
Not by going like, just being honest. Like that's honesty.
Yes.
Honesty is being honest when you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
because I would have never known.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known.
I would have never known that she went through my stuff.
Right. You wouldn't even, you probably wouldn't even thought twice if you did ever go back and look at that thing and go like, oh, there's only 3 pieces.
I'm like,
whatever.
Yeah, it broke. I lost it somewhere.
Invasion of privacy is almost never justified. Yeah, pretty much. Except for, I would say, maybe in the case of,
she was worried about me. No, she was genuinely
mentally ill and like super extreme like drug cases.
She thought I was in a suicide squad, not squad. No. Suicide
James
club.
Gunn, you better not kill off my wife. If you kill off my wife, I swear to God.
Not a suicide squad, a suicide
Great
club.
Callback, babe.
A suicide.
Great callback.
Suicide
Great callback,
club.
babe.
So my mom thought I was like in a pact, and all of my friends and I were going to kill each other.
Yeah.
Like she was very worried. So
so she had to take those drugs to make herself feel better. She had to steal your drugs.
I have to remember.
My friend is suicidal. I'm going to take all of their coping mechanisms away.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to die. Yeah, I think that's interesting that you can have that dynamic with the parent and the kid, and the trust element is like it's weird because it's like you're supposed to just trust me because I'm older than you.
Right.
And you're supposed to just do what I say, because that's what it is. It's trusting, not just that, no, you're not going through my stuff, but also that you're like the things you're saying are correct. We got a call. Let's see who it's from. Hold on.
Call from
Casey.
To accept, press 1.
Hello.
Hey, it worked. I wanted to try the phone call.
Hey, you're on. What's going on?
I just took a little break for a second.
Were
I
you
had to
going
answer
through your
the
daughter's
phone, and I
room?
come back to the show, and I hear Dom talking about somebody stealing from her.
Her mom.
Your mom?
Well, so what happened was, she I was like 7, I don't know how, I was around 17, and she was going through my stuff, and she found a tinfoil ball in one of my drawers, and my best friend had made, I wanted to stretch my ears. I wanted to get gauges, so she gave me like these, whatever, I forget what they're called.
Yeah, they're like stretchers,
whatever.
or whatever. Yeah.
But she made like, so it was a post and then it was flat, so it almost looked like a pill. And my mom opened the tinfoil ball and thought it was drugs. And so I think she made my dad take it so that she could see what it was, and then nothing happened. So then she felt bad. She felt awful. So then she told me, we went through your stuff. Greg took the pill.
So
and I was
funny
like,
that your dad took it.
you're an idiot. That's clay.
Oh my God, they're like little guinea pigs rather than Googling it. I guess it was before that time.
Yep.
Would you do that to me if like we were going through our kids' stuff and like
I wouldn't take it.
Pat, take these. I think it's mushrooms. And I'll be like,
all right, let's do it. I don't know. I would not take something that I didn't know what it was, like, at all.
I don't want to make it about me, but my grandmother, she has passed, but she was a drug addict. And when she would clean houses, if she found pills, like, you know, maybe on the floor that had gotten dropped, she was always like the queen of searching. She'd be like, blue, round, with a C on it. You could just Google those 3 things and you'll get all the pills. Mostly like stroke medicine and heart stuff, but like she was always searching pills, and if she liked what she saw, she would take it.
That's so funny. So like you're working with her, and she's going like looking with her hand, and she's like looking over at her phone, and she's like, oh, it's just cholesterol medicine. And she just takes it. And she just pops it in her mouth.
This won't kill me.
The worst is that this woman did not have a driver's license the entire time I knew her, and then like never had like a smartphone. So everything she needed, she had to outsource. So she would approach you with a little smooth oval shaped peach pill and be like, "Is this Xanax?" You know.
Well, that was the thing, and I think that's why they thought it was drugs, because it was like swirly, so it was like purple and black.
Oh, so she
took,
so
like,
she knew how to Google it, but she didn't have the resource to Google
no.
it. That's so funny.
Right, we didn't have Google.
She learned that from somewhere
back then, you know, but it was
just take it.
Yeah, but it's like black and purple spiraled.
Yeah,
like why would you even think that?
What if it went the other way around and she's like, here, try to put this pill in your ear. Oh my God, it fits. Oh Jesus Christ, she's gonna kill herself. She's in a suicide squad. She's hanging
The fact that it's purple makes it so suspect. He was willing to take a ride. Like if he was gonna start tripping
that was
with your mom.
Yes, that was my thing. Was just like, if you, because I think they thought it was ecstasy.
That's a show. That's a sketch right there. Is 2 parents finding something and then taking it, and then your mom just watching your dad just going like, anything? Nothing yet. I feel kind of hot. Is it hot in here? Yeah, it's a little hot. I'll turn up the AC. No, don't turn it up. I don't know if that's a side effect.
So funny.
Keep looking at me.
Write it down.
Yeah, I gotta write that down.
Oh my gosh.
Write that
Casey,
down.
you absolutely
and then also
know.
as well as it escalates, like the person that you're with isn't tripping and they're all stressed out, so you're guaranteed to have a bad trip.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's
that's
not gonna be
not a good
Can
time.
you imagine if it worked? If your dad was just lying to her and he's like, nope, nothing yet.
He was just like,
what if
fuck
taking
you.
clay
Live.
fucking feels
funny.
great? What if you just take a little piece of clay that's been painted? What if it was lead paint?
Well,
You know what I
it's
mean?
not
Like-
paint. It was colored clay
okay.
that she, you know, like, whatever, like rolled it together and then made the gauges. Oh my
That's
gosh.
interesting.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Did you stretch your ears?
I tried to. I didn't. I what I did was, as far as I got was a Q-tip. So I used to cut the Q-tips at an angle, and the hollow ones, the hollow plastic ones, and then do that. And that hurt. It hurt real bad. And
Fuck
then
yeah,
I
that
didn't.
hurts.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that hurts. Yeah, it's like if
But then I was
I
like,
think
fuck
that's
this.
a decent size. I think I tried to stretch my tongue to a 10. I thought that would be cool to stretch the tongue piercing, and now I just have a gnarly scar there because I didn't keep the piercing long.
Yeah.
damn, what's a 10 is like? That's like you can like
That's pretty thick.
Is it? Can you put?
I
Like,
think
a
I
straw
tried
through
to
that?
shove a 10 in there, you guys. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a 10 though. It's a
I
fucking
think
circle on my tongue now.
Traditional, I think, is like an 18. Like a regular,
Uh-huh.
like little diamond stud is an 18. 12
so that's
is
not
pretty right, but 12 gets pretty big,
Uh-huh.
and then 10, that's like a solid post to put in your tongue.
I think 10 might be a lie. Maybe it wasn't 12.
Well,
Either way, it was like it was not working, and like all it did was re-pierce the situation. If you've ever had your tongue pierced, and it just swells back up, and it was just like I gave myself a speech impediment, and it was smacking off my teeth and chipping my teeth.
Yeah. I remember they were I got my tongue pierced, and they put a really big post because your tongue is going to swell, but I was so scared that we left there immediately, and for like 3 days all I drank were slushies just so I had cold like ice. My tongue did not swell, but I had that ginormous post, and it kept knocking my teeth. Oh, that was so annoying. So then I very quickly got a smaller one, and then it was good.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to one of my friends was dishonorably discharged from the army.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So his family threw a party. So we went, and I like interested in the guy. Like I was just like, yeah, he's out of the army. Let's hang out. And whatevs. So him and I were sitting out in the dock on his in his backyard on the water, and his mom came up and she was like, "Your tongue's pierced." And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Is that to suck my son's dick?" And I was like,
"Oh my God."
I immediately, like that night, took it out, never put it back in. I was like, "Nope, that's not why I did it."
Yeah.
Nope.
Is this woman just like always like that with no filter? Who said that? Oh
right,
my
right. They were a very, very fucked up family.
Yeah,
very fucked up.
It's actually,
they had a bar in their garage.
It's a weird impediment. That's not that weird. The guy from Breaking Bad had that.
Well, I know, but like it was just the parents were like partiers, and they partied with the kids. It was like that dynamic.
Oh yeah.
Like
that
it's
was
not.
Cool house. That was the cool
it was
house.
the cool house,
The cool house.
and she was extremely inappropriate. Like I guarantee she probably hooked up with his friends.
It's a weird. It's kind of an impediment she had. Everything kind of like your grandma. Everything she found, she actually asked, "Is this for my son's dick?" She just had like kind of a weird disorder that she would do that. She goes, "Is this for my son's dick?"
Oh man.
Are these apples for my son's
She's been
dick?
thinking about that dick, or what do you call it? A phallus? You know what I mean? That phallus
yeah.
obsession. I think there are like that weird mom-boy bond where you
Freudian or whatever.
Like, moms wiping their 12-year-old son's butts.
Yeah.
Weird shit. Yeah.
She probably.
I wanted to share. I had my tongue pierced, and I hid it from my mom. I was 16, and I got in a gnarly car accident, and I was in the emergency room. I had to get some glass picked out, and I just got complacent. I was eating Pringles, and there's no real way you shove a whole Pringle chip in your mouth, correct? You don't bite that in half.
No.
Yeah, so I'm like, wow, deep throating Pringles in front of my mom, and she's like, "What's out of your mouth?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I almost died, so like, you can't get mad at me." Like, it was an ideal situation.
That's good thinking. Yeah,
that's how. Well, not that exact thing. I went on vacation with my family. We all got food poisoning, and we ended up going to the hospital because we were so dehydrated. And I was changing into the gown, and I didn't think about it, and I had gotten my side tattooed, and my mom didn't know about it, and I took my clothes off, and she's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh no." I had bought a one-piece bathing suit, like specifically. Like I think I took you with me to be like, "Can you see in it? Like, can you see my stars at all?"
They didn't even know about me.
They found out about me. You weren't even.
Did they find out about me?
No, they thought it was.
They thought you were pregnant. You told me I was.
Oh, that's how I got you on that night.
Yeah.
So I was in the hospital for food poisoning. I like call him crying, so upset. And I was like, I'm freaking out. They just, for whatever reason, they did a pregnancy test, and they just told me I'm pregnant. And what was your what was your reaction? I remember it was just quiet. Yeah. Like you just got quiet, and then
that was me. All you heard was the phone drop. And you heard footsteps as they ran away.
And you were just like, okay. I don't even remember what you said.
I think it was probably something along the lines of, okay, so what are we gonna? I think I asked you that. I think I did the. So what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
It was how I asked. I think I asked, what are we going to do?
Yes.
I think that's what it was.
And then I don't know. I didn't leave you on the hook for very long. And then I was just like, I'm just kidding.
I think and then I had you do it to my mom.
But then you thought you were like,
Oh, you loved it.
And he was like, you're gonna do that to my mom right now. And so you
That's
went
so
and
funny.
took the phone to your mom, and then I told her, and I also don't remember her reaction. I think she said, what are you gonna tell your mom?
Yeah.
I think that's what she said, was like,
because I still wasn't they didn't know about me at that point.
Yeah.
If they didn't know about your tattoo, they didn't definitely know that I was sticking it to you. If they didn't know you're getting pricked
Oh my
there,
gosh, like I have a daughter who's gonna be a teenager. I just have I can't even think about you can still be studious and well rounded, but you just always have secrets.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think
especially as a
your
teenager.
parents?
I think the point is though, I think the point is not being too studious and like, you know what I mean? Like that I think that's the issue is if the more you try to squeeze, the more they slip away.
Yes, no, that's
you know
exactly it. And my problem was zero privacy. Clearly, they're
Right.
going through my things. Like there's no trust, so I don't feel safe to tell you anything.
Right.
So if you're open with your kids and like, hey, I understand these things are going to happen. I don't want you to do them. You're not developed to handle this, but I'm realistic.
Right.
But please. Just communicate with me. Just let me know what's going on. You're not going to get in trouble, but let me help you.
But oftentimes, like when they discovered it's like they were shocked and appalled at the fact that you had gained independence. Like
right.
They were like,
right,
what the
right.
fuck? You did something on your own that I didn't know about?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, yeah. Oh yeah. And I did it to my fucking body. Guess what? You have nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
oh yeah, bring it back to the tattoo. Did your mom act funny when she saw the stars?
Yeah, after that, did she what did she say? Because that's pretty funny. I forgot about that altogether.
Yeah. Actually, maybe it wasn't.
Did she say like, "Oh, I like it"? Or
was she bummed? Did she cry?
No. I think actually
she took
what
some
happened
more ceramic. She took a couple more pieces of ceramic to cool her down, to take the edge off.
No, I think this is what happened. So it was actually my sister that saw it, and then my sister told my mom. And then my mom, I think, chose to ignore it. And then when I got my Harry Potter tattoo, she saw that was on the inside of my arm.
And that's like wizard shit. That's
that's
like witchcraft. That's
bad.
definitely not religious.
That was,
so she's like, what the fuck?
I wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter
God.
growing up. So when I fucking had it, the crest tattooed to the inside of my arm, she was not happy, and she just kept saying like, I made you. This is my skin.
Oh my
and
gosh, that's like ownership.
It. Yeah. She was like, you're ruining it. She was like, I remember when you were a baby. And I'm just like, I'm not a baby anymore.
I'm not a fucking baby anymore. Guess what?
But she said it's beautiful. She's like, it does look really good.
Yeah.
So she was like, at least you don't have like a ugly tattoo. She's like, it does look good.
Yeah. It's not like it's not a mistake. It's just something I don't necessarily agree with. And that's fine. That's one of those things. I do shit that my mom doesn't agree with all the time.
Yeah.
So like there it just doesn't, and that so much so that she asked me at one point, she's like, in a podcast that she used to listen to, Buddha Boys that I used to do, she would always ask me, are you always the villain? And I was like, what do you mean the villain? And I was like,
I love that.
You raised me.
Yeah.
What you can't be, this is me. Like,
and she'll say that like, or I'll say that's your son or something. And she's like, you married him. I'm like, you made him. And she's like, yeah, but you chose him. I'm like, all right, well, I guess that's true.
All right, you win.
What's so interesting is like the parents do guide us in such a small window, but once we start getting influence from our peers, let's be honest, like we really didn't follow our parents for a very long period of time. So to be 35 now, like, and just looking at the big picture, like my mom has not had much influence on the decision making and what I do since I was 18. Like that's a bigger gap than how long you actually took care of me.
Yeah.
In the whole scheme of things. So like for moms to think like, for her to be like, oh, I can't believe these. I don't know how often you see your mom, Pat, but it kind of sounds like you see your mom pretty often though.
I mean, like
we talk to her pretty often.
She's back in Florida, but
Yeah.
like, we see her like whenever we go down to visit, she's one of the people that we visit. Obviously, we spend the majority of our time either.
We talk to her a couple of times a week.
Yeah. We try to face.
Oh, that's really healthy. I mean, like that's a lot of times. Like that's a really good relationship. Yeah.
We try to at least, and then also we have a group text, like me, mom, and her. So we'll share pictures of the cats. I cat whispered her cat for her. She said her cat was like, she's like, she's not very nice. She doesn't like people or anything like that. we stayed there for a week, a couple months ago?
Yeah, March.
And she's like, she won't leave me alone. She's like meowing at me. She wants to stay in the room with me and all this stuff because all I did was just
give her attention,
shower her with attention and praise. And I even bought, I even bought her toys when I was there. I bought her cat toys. and now so we share pictures of our cats, all this other stuff. So it's pretty.
Was this like the type of cat that never did zoomies and now you came and left and now it's zoomed?
Yeah.
I think she would she's like 2 years old or 3 years old. So she's a younger cat.
Even the most curmudgeon cat would do a zoom. Even Chloe, even
my
though she's
cat
older
zoomies and he's all old. Yeah, he's super old.
But not. It definitely increased after you left.
Yeah.
It increased.
And like every time. So now
that's wonderful.
So we FaceTime with Mom and Patches.
Yes.
So obviously Patches is my friend. I call her my friend.
I have to ask this real quick. So Dom, how did your mom react when she saw Pat? Did you I'm sure you had a portion of your tattoos at that point.
Oh yeah. She
most of
well,
them actually,
okay, no, this is a funny story. So I was excommunicated from my family.
Disfellowship.
Oh my gosh.
When I decided that I wanted to be with Pat. So Pat had the pleasure.
No, when you decided, when you were made to decide, is it because that was the thing? We had been together.
Yeah.
So like,
but it was kind of like
when you said like,
choose,
okay, here it is.
It's him or us.
Sorry. I don't know why.
I said, okay, well, it's him. And so he had the pleasure of meeting my family without me. He got to do it by himself. So what was her reaction when she met you?
Oh my gosh, that's weird.
But that's what I'm saying is like she didn't like I think she had mentioned the fact that even though I looked the way I did, I didn't like come off as like not I'm paraphrasing quite a bit. Like I don't remember her exact words, but her first impression obviously would have been like just from visual.
Yes.
I think she did acknowledge the fact of like, oh, it's refreshing to know that you're a good person.
Yes. So she was like, I look at him with tattoos and he's she automatically thought drugs.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. She just
he looks like a drug user.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
he was like, at that point, you didn't even smoke pot.
Yeah, I barely.
But you said, you said like I've smoked pot, but I've never done anything else. And my mom's like, well, my daughter has. So
this is a lot in the first meeting.
Oh yeah, no, it was intense.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like one of those things of like I think we already knew stuff about each other.
Yeah.
So like like her family and them would go to the Hollywood Video that I worked at,
and they knew that he liked me. And they got free movies out of it. Yeah, so they knew who you
were. Damn, slanging out here. I hear you like making everybody love you with movies. You did put them out of business.
Yeah. But but that was the thing is like they were aware of me as like a person, but
they did not know
they didn't know how close we were. So like it was kind of like it was, and we hit it pretty well, obviously.
We did.
And not that even like a lot of like super funny business was happening for most of it.
Yeah.
But near the end of it, it was pretty regularly like, because I had established the fact that I need a relationship, not just like, we're hanging out.
No, I was, like no titles.
Yeah. And it's just friends. Like, fuck you. Then no.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. So that was the point of getting to where like, then eventually, I don't even think I had realized that. To me, it was I had accomplished my goal. Like I had gotten the thing I wanted. This is all I give a shit about. So I was like, so when your mom's like, so that's why I told you, like I've said that before. You could splash me with whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck.
He tried. Like he was like, I'll go, but then I don't think he realized becoming a Jehovah's Witness, how much work.
Bullshit.
Like you actually have to be active. You can't just go get splashed and then you're done.
Yeah.
It was like you have to take over your life. Like you have commitments.
Also not really great for women.
Oh, wow.
I feel like. So to me,
great for women, you say?
It's not great for women. Not great.
Not great.
So they don't treat him well. So I just kind of feel like overall it's just not a great relationship between me and religion.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I was always honest with your parents.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I've no matter
what.
And
they really respected that you, like, it showed that you were committed and that you really did care about me, that you were willing to even attempt it. So that, spoke volumes to them they're like, okay, it's not for him. Like, that's fine. They're, it's whatever.
Right.
And then,
But
so I went back in. So I got reinstated, and then I
quit.
slowly stepped back. So now I have complete access to my family. Like,
you can't
we
fire
can
me. I quit.
Yeah,
That's what the
exactly.
defense was. You can't. It was thanks for the job. You can't fire me though because I quit.
Yeah.
And it was really nice to.
You quit the family?
Well, no, the religion.
The family, the religion family, but
Yeah.
not the family, and on the terms that were acceptable in their special book. So we're good. Actually, there's nothing in the Bible.
I found a loophole.
Yeah. It's really interesting.
Sweet.
Yeah. We appreciate you calling in.
Yeah,
Casey.
thank
This
you
has been
so
a great
much.
conversation.
Yeah. No, and I'm glad you guys went over a little bit. I just looked at the time and I was like, I'm sure they need to wrap up.
We were plenty late, so
Yeah.
this has been fine. Actually, just a quick update. Do you have anything to promote or any social media or anything? Actually, even how is your just quick update on how's your what was it, icebox?
My flooding, my water issue.
Yeah, did you get that solved at all, or?
I do. I had to do a homeowner's insurance claim, and I don't know if you've ever had to do that before, but it's just like such a big decision. It's, $500, but I think I'm going to get a lot fixed up. There was like some insulation that flooded that got really wet, and I found out that like the piping that goes into this home that brings water into the like trailer is called Quest, and this shit was outlawed in 1996. So it's one of those situations where hopefully the insurance company recognizes this and they're like, wow, we're going to come for Quest and we're just going to replace all this so this doesn't keep happening to you, because it'll be claim after claim.
And they can facilitate.
So I think I might get all new piping up in here.
Hopefully, and hopefully
That'd be
they
awesome.
can facilitate that. They can go through
Yeah,
that and say like, we'll have it. We will contact Quest and we will do the work and they will reimburse us. You don't have to worry about it. Hopefully it does turn out.
Usually not. They just say, here's a check.
Yeah.
And you figure it out.
Well,
you get like a contractor and then you submit receipts or some shit. It's a big headache because I just moved in, but like I feel like smited. I don't want to hold you on the phone anymore, but like the guy who sold me this trailer, you can tell where he did replace plumbing. Like let's say you're turning the valve on for the sink because you want water. Right below that, there's like new tubes with new connectors, new age shit, and then you just see Quest turn off valves on the bottom, and that's just where shit fails. And like there's always water in pipes. I didn't know this, you guys. I just learned that like there's always water in pipes, even if you're not asking anything of them. So if something's failing, you'll just wake up and your floor is just flooded. So this little bathroom that I have 2 bathrooms, and the one flooded, and then all night long from where it leaked at the toilet, it just dripped down below and collected in the insulation and made a big tumor bubble. When you look under the fucking trailer, it looks like cancer. It's just like, boop. It's a huge insulation thing filled with water. We sliced it and now it's just like draining out. But thank you for letting me share. It's always nice to vent with friends.
Yes.
Everybody that's watching this right now, just if you have Quest pipes, tell them to fuck themselves. And
dude, Quest sucks. It's ruining my life.
That sucks. That really does suck. But thanks.
Well, hopefully it all works out.
Hey, thanks for brightening our day with a lovely conversation. And joining the show.
Thank you.
I always love getting to know you guys more, and I feel like I get like some juicy, nice stories that make me feel like I'm back in on the beginnings, I forget what you guys call it.
Like going down this whatever memory lane, it's brought back. I'm gonna FaceTime my mom now and be like, did you take them? I can't remember. I need you to
we'll have clarification.
I'll have clarification because I feel like you did, and I feel like that's such a stupid thing to do.
It's so funny.
Well, honestly, and that's the best thing too, is now we always do the thing where you have somebody on the show or whatever, and then you go like, or you talk about somebody on the show and then you let them know, you say, oh yeah, we talked about that on the show.
And then they'll listen.
And then they listen and you get more listens too. So there you go.
Sweet.
So let everybody know that we talked about them on the show. And then, because I feel like, hey, you know what? It was pretty dumb. But we love everybody listening, watching. We love everybody we talked about pretty much, except for that one cop that checked that ashes for meth. And
don't love that guy.
We don't really love that guy. But thanks for watching, guys.